but to look your enemy in the eye, knowing you'll remember his face for the rest of your life. Now that takes a stomach much stronger than you'll ever have.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Girl Gaming. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of the new release of Sins of the Fallen. I'm quite looking forward to this. I really like Zombie Russ's work, and well, here it is. This is Sins of the Fallen here. We'll have a look at a couple of the images. He has, with this version, released a bunch of new content, so let's just view the original on this. This is some of the new Nephilim ships. They look really quite cool. I think he's mainly focused on capital ships for this, from the looks of it. Yeah, interesting stuff. Got some of the old gold in there from the looks of things. Yep, there's the Nephilim, and you can also play as three... Is it three? Yeah, I suppose it is. 3 other races, technically 5 really. You can play as the Plague, you can play as the Hypercorp, and they have a Loyalist and a Rebel faction. And you can play as the Rogue, and they have a Loyalist and a Rebel faction. In addition to that, you can apply the stock races if you like. You can play as them, and if you download from another site, sadly not ModDB because they won't actually host anything, I believe you can actually click this on the home page and you can download it from here. Look, there it is, Fall of Cobol 1.82, and that will allow you to play as the Battlestar Galactica races. You can, oh, look, there we are, there's the Cylons. Evolution of the Modder. Nice, I quite like that. Right. We're just going to minimise for a moment. Well, no, we're not actually. First thing that you want to do is you want to download the thing. So it says Sins of the Fallen in the download section. Download it. There we go. And once you have it, you will get your zip file. So using 7-zip or WinZip or WinRAR or anything like that, you will now want to unzip it. You can see there are an absolute fuck ton of files. That might look a little bit terrifying to you, but don't worry, we're going to go through that. That's why we're doing this. So we're going to extract all the files into our mod folder, which, there it is. In my case would be C, users, Chris, my documents, my games, Ironclad Games, Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, mods 1.82. Got to be 1.82. Don't do it to any of the others. Right, so let's just do that. Let it do its thing. It might take a few minutes because it's not a small file, as you can see. Now, we said that might look a little bit confusing. Some people have had issues with these modular mods in the past, but we're going to look at this. Zombie Russ has been very good. While this just continues doing its thing, we're going to go back to the install page, and it'll start looking like this. What you need to do is you need to click Read More. And Zombie Russ has very kindly made a nice little colour-coded activation. Now, one thing that you can do is there is a baked version for the mod, which you can download and plop onto your computer in one. No messing around, but if you're a little bit picky about what you want, that's fine. Now you can see here, we've got the core, which is the core and the flagship Rebel, for Rebellion I assume. Then you've got the races, militia, add-ons, planets and translations. These are all colour-coded. So if we look here, okay, recommended effects, it's got the effects there. I'm going to ignore that because I'm that kind of guy. I've got an FAQ. Why does the mod mini don't want to play all 9 races at once? Sins loads all textures and meshes whether used in-game or not. Loading all available races may exceed the hardcode limits and or memory limitations, regardless of how good your rig is. For example, my private build has 11 total races, 3 core, 2 from another submod, and the 6 fallen races. Loading them all exceeds the hard-coded mesh limit and RAM limitations eventually. So yeah, that's something important to note. Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion is an older game now. It's one of the best ones out there, but it's not the newest game. And it uses a 32-bit game engine. Now you can circumnavigate this slightly by using large address aware. That's discussed in another one of my videos. I think it's for installing our own mod. So do apply that. Make sure that read only is ticked off on your Sins XE, otherwise it won't apply correctly. But yeah, so, you know, be a little bit picky, be a little bit choosy. Right, why can't I download Fall of Cobol from here? That is the Battlestar Galactica races. For various reasons, ModDB is no longer hosting any Battlestar Galactica mods. Therefore, the downloads hosted on the site will never contain any Fall of Cobol related assets. Fair enough. But as I say, if we actually clicked on the Fall of Cobol thing from his main from his main screen, we can download it from here, so it's not really a problem. This is actually the Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion forums. So, yeah, there we are. Right. Now, this is the important bit. We've got a key here. 0 to 1. That's all you're allowed. Optional and only 1 allowed. Optional and any amount allowed. This is required. Anything red with 1.1 next to it. We've got the core, Foundations of the Sins of the Fallen mod. You need that. Absolutely need that. Races, playable factions. Yeah, so this nice color-coded thing, if we go back up here, there it is. And we can see how many that we can have. And because it's all color-coded, look, planets. Let's go and look at planets. Optional and only 1 allowed. There it is, look. So we can only have 1 planet mod attached. Let's have a look at our add-ons. Here they are here. They're green, so let's take a look. Optional packs that enhance the mod, and you can have as many as you like there. So we've got a little changelog here. Adds new relic planet type for research DLC owners. Aegis shield, feedback welcome. Custom fighter bomber to artifact ships and bases, slightly buff artifact. So these are mostly small changes, but as I say, we do have new Corvette types and various other things. Yeah, ooh, yeah. So yes, do keep an eye on this and use this as a guide. I think we're actually done with that now. Yeah, fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to my users, Chris. Now you can do all this in game if you choose to. My documents, and we'll look at that afterwards. My games, Ironclad Games, Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, and the 1.82. Oh, that was dev. 1.82 folder. Here it is. So now we've got all of these things forever in here, and I've got my enabled mods.txt here. So we're going to open it up. And we'll just make it a little smaller. Right now, I've got STA3 CTA on, but that's not what we want today. We want something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create several more of these, just to give me some holes. Right, so the first thing I want, and this is going to go right at the bottom, is the core. So let's find that. It's going to be around here somewhere. It's going to be... here we go. Sins of the Fallen 5 core. So let's click to rename. That's something I always do. And then I Control-C to copy all the content, which means I can then Control-V in without making any mistakes. Because I do make mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. And the flagship reb, that is also part of your core setup if you do want to play flagship mode. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, so next up, now that we've done those on the bottom, let's go up one and see what we got. We've got Advent, Colonial, Cylon, Hypercorp, Nephilim, blah 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 blah. We've got all of these guys. So let's put some races in. Let's take a look at our file. I'm not sure exactly what I want, but we've got the races here, look. Denoted as number 4. I would like to have the Rogue. Again, doing the same thing, Control-C, Control-V. I'm going to have the Plague. I'm just going to use the Sins of the Fallen races in this. I would like the Nephilim. And I would like the Hypercorp. Now, in order to get non-stock militia in the game, you would go to the next one, which is Pirate. Oh, we've got pirates and militia here. Let's have a look. So the militia, here we go. There they are. They're optional. We can have as many as we want. But again, just to save on your mod space, it's probably a good idea to do as few as you possibly can. So we've got our races in there. Now let's take a look. Ooh. So we can have heavy normal pirates, we can have rogue heavy pirates or rogue light pirates. I believe heavy involves capital ships, so let's go with rogue heavy pirates. So let's put some of those guys in. Boop, they're in. Right, I don't want any other different types of militia, I'm just going to leave those as stock for the time being. Now, we've got some add-ons here in number 2, so let's take a look at these and have a look at the key. Add-ons, optional packs that enhance the mod. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So we have got artifacts, bonus density, disable super weapons, disable titans, interesting, effects and moons. So let's just have a look. I think we're going to turn several of these on. I do like the moons add-on. So where is it? I've lost it. I'm so stupid. There they are. Control-C and Control-V into the appropriate box. Now, naturally, I need to make some more of these now. That's going to be more than I need, but that's okay. Let's take the effects as well. I don't really know what the effects are, but I know I probably want them, because I'm that kind of guy. Let's disable super weapons, because I've always found them overpowered, and I thought they broke the stock game. So I'm glad that that is a thing. We're going to go for artifacts as well. I don't know what the bonus density is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that out for the time being, and I'm going to explore that a little bit more at a future date. Okay, now we're going to get to the number 1, which is planets. Let's refer back to the key. Now that's red, and I think that means there's only one required. Only one only one allowed. Yep, only one of those is allowed. And it adds additional planets. Okay. Not a problem, man, not a problem. So let's take a look what different planets we've got. We've got Cobol, Rigel, Sins Plus, Sol, or Tenorius. Okay, I think I would like Sins Plus in this instance. Sins Plus is an older mod, and I don't know if it's still running anymore. But it was pretty good. I was always very impressed by their work, so we're going to put them in. And do we want any translations is the next question. We have a French, a German, and a Spanish translation, which is really, really nice. A few of you have approached us at the SDA3 team and asked if we want translations. If you are willing to do a translation, yes, that would be amazing. We would love to host a translation by you. No, right, so we've got everything in there now. We need to delete that top one because we didn't use it in the end. Gone. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things in there. So let's change this to 12 so it knows how many there are in the enabled mod name count. So we've counted 12, there are 12. Remember, core always goes at the bottom, and the top will always be your planets. You have core, races, any militia, etc. You have your add-ons, and then last you have your planets. And that's it. So we'll Control S to save that. By the way, this might look a little bit different from what you're used to, because it is Notepad++. You don't need this. You can just use your normal notepad to do this. Not a problem at all. Right, so we now have everything that we need for the game, hopefully, to work. So let's try and see if that works correctly for us. I think I've got my little shortcuts folder here. And there it is. Everything's looking good so far. I like that. Sins of the Fallen. It started with a flash in the sky and a ripple through the clouds. The hunger is what brought it here, and feed it did until there was no more. Oh! Dope. Brain dead development. Oh dear. That's brain dead, man. You gotta watch out for that shit. He needs a coffee. Stat! Let's just make this full screen so you can all see what's going down. And here we are. I've actually got one of the stock races things here, which looks cooler than the stock race. Oh yes, of course we've got the effects add-on mod, so it's showing us a number of different effects now. But here we are. We've got some cool music in the background. And let's just take a look at the options. We're going to look at effects. See, it says mini dump here. Don't you worry about that. It may mini dump. I'll let you know. In fact, I think when we went to options then, let's just go back. I think this music in the background might actually be from... Oh, what was it called? It was the Deddy McGee film, Resident Evil film. I've got a feeling. It's cool anyway, and it suits it. It suits the Hypercorp particularly. That thing there, I believe, is one of the Rogue Titans. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be a Hypercorp Titan. And it reminds me heavily of kind of the Babylon 5-esque stations. It might be Babylon 4 or something like that with... Yeah, it's really cool. I like that. Right, yeah, let's go back. And we're going to go single player. Let's go for... Should we do a proper match here, ladies and gentlemen? I think that's a good idea. I'm only going to start this match and do a few minutes before the end of this video, and then I will continue in another episode. Let's take a look. We're going to do a large single star map, I think. So let's take a look at our game options. We want random events on, we want pirates active. Everything else we'll keep it normal. Yeah, let's just do it normal. Doop. And I want to be the Plague, just to try something different. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool. See that ship behind there? That is really cool. I don't know what race's ship that is. That might be one of the new ones. Oh lad, you've done some work, zombie. I like that. So victory options, all of that off. Should we have capital victory on? A flagship victory on? How does that sound to you? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to turn flagship victory on for a change. We're going to keep everything at normal because I don't know how hard it's going to be, and we're going to go and start. Now, this, because of its modular way... Ooh, look at me. I am hideous. I like that. Ooh, loading times are pretty good, actually. I thought they were going to be quite slow because it was modular, but that's absolutely fine, actually. Looks like it's all been binned nicely. And here we are. Ooh. This is my cap ship. Oh, it's got team colours. I don't think it had those before. Your souls are mine. Effective beam blast. Consume debris. Molecular bonding. We've got these growth stages as well, which is quite interesting. I think we're going to start with molecular bonding just to make it a little tougher. And, ooh, wow. I think this is our buildy McBuildy. It's a spiddy. Yep. We have insufficient fleet capacity to do anything ever. What's this? We've got another cap ship here. It is too late. Your blood is in my veins. Infect population. Let's take a look at this thing. Eugh. I like these guys. Probably should have chosen a slightly more appropriate colour, really. I mean, I'm always yellow. I like the idea of purged worlds. Oh look, we've got an artifact on our world. It says Origin World. Origin homeworlds are uniquely suited to sustaining life and promoting your empire. Controlling an Origin homeworld allows for increased production, allegiance, and income. Pretty cool. Right, we've got 2 capital ships here, so let's group them into a fleet. Tell them to move together. Now, we do need to ensure that this fellow here, the Astaroth... Oh, Astaroth! He was a character in... excuse me, Soul Calibur? That is not moving together. Which part of moving together did you not learn? Cretin. Sometimes, diary, I don't know. Let's take a look at our research. Acid, plasma, high plasma, bile. Now one thing that I do remember is these guys have got like different growth stages here. Extracellular growth, endospore growth, and these are the things that upgrade your ships. But what they actually do is they apply a buff... Oh, hello. Let's have a look. Oh, I like the effects in this. It's nice. Yeah. Kill them all! Our other capital ship has arrived. Ooh, and did something horrible to that guy. It's one of those corvettes. Steelat corvette, is it? Yeah. It looks like we're doing okay here. But we do have to be a little bit careful because the Steelats are supposed to be kind of cap killers, aren't they? Enslaver class. Was it a clan ship? Oh, interesting. Invictus class Scourge. Here we go. Oh, let's take a look at these bombers. Oh yeah, nice. I don't necessarily like the engine trails on them, but you know, you can't have everything. I know it's the most minor of minor criticisms ever, so. Interestingly, these little Steelak corvettes, I think they were actually one of the higher poly models in Sins. It's like these little models are actually higher poly than some cap ships, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure why the Sins developers decided to go down that route and do that. But there we are.
This world shall be purged.
Right then, you. I need you to infect this population. I wanted to show you guys something else before we finish. We're going to spawn a couple of Belials, which are your standard ships, and hopefully it will do this for us. You can see they make a little egg, and the eggs kind of float off. This is one thing I really like about the Plague. These little eggs float off, and they will hatch ultimately. There you go, you can see a little timers on it to spawn the Belial. I really, really like that little concept. Oh, there we go. Sounds like something straight out of Aliens. Nice. And then we've got 4 Belials now. Brains! It appears they're missing some brains. We've got a Virulence lab, an Infestation lab. Wow, I don't like this music. But, you know. They tell me I don't like anything. It's not true. Right, let's move these guys back to the homeworld, to about there. Oh, it's growing on me now. Do a bit of a dance. Oh yeah. Sing it, brother. Yep. Translation. Definitely growing on me now. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time that we've got for this episode. As you can see, this is working perfectly with large address aware applied, and if you pick and choose the races you're going to have involved, this will work on the highest settings of everything. However, if you don't use large address aware, do be a little bit more circumspect as to the settings that you use. God, look at all those eggs! Right, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue this in another episode. I think I did one episode some time ago on the fall of Kobol, or 2 episodes maybe, but I never actually did a great deal of this, and it is one of my favourite mods, and I'm surprised at myself that I haven't spent a little bit more time playing it. So that's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I have helped. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to save. And we're going to call it SOTF1. There we go, so we know what that is. We're going to just quit this. In spite of the funky music that's going on in the back. Whoop, I don't want the soundtrack. I don't want the soundtrack, make it stop. Right, going to go to options and mods. You can enable your mod through this. You can do it this way, just make sure you do it in the same way that you did it in the enabled mods.txt. So start with core, flagship above if you want that, and then your races, then pirates/militia that you want, then your add-ons, and then planets right at the top. Put them all in, and then click enable mod, and it should work for you. If it doesn't, you've always got the enable mods.txt way that I showed you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today, please do like and subscribe, and do share it if you know anybody else who would like content like this. This is Golducat, out.